Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. The channel contains hundreds of different videos catering from beginners right through to the more advanced tyers and covering flies and patterns from all around the world. If you like what you see, stick around until the end of the video where generally you'll find the pattern description, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get on with the show. Hi guys, so we're going to tie I said one of the most famous of all salmon flies, and that is the Willie Gunn. This time we're going to tie it on a SLIPSTREAM copper tube. So this is a 1-inch SLIPSTREAM. What I'm doing is I'm putting a pin down the middle of it, but because it has a liner it will just spin on you. So what you want to do, in my opinion, is to use a vice adapter like this, and then you tighten down onto the pin, and that forces the tube against this part of the holder. This bit is going to accept our junction tubing anyway. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to start up at the front, but I'm not starting right at the very front of the tube, because I need a bit of bare tubing for cutting off our wing on. So the butt and rib on this are going to be gold oval. So I'm going to take that gold tinsel and tie that in just back of where the head was going to be, and then we'll take our thread down the shank. I need to leave a portion for the junction tubing to go on, so I'm going to leave about 7 or 8 mil there. Take my tying thread forward, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bit of varnish over that thread base that I've made. And then wrap the gold tinsel forward. 3 to 4 touch and turns should create a butt for us. And then tie our tinsel in up the length of the shank again. I'm going to trim it off, and I'm going to lay it in again because we're going to use it for the rib. And bind that back down to the point where it meets the butt section again. Then I'll take my thread back up the shank to the front of where the body is and leave our tinsel finally. So I've been trying to get a relatively smooth body, because you're going to wrap flat tinsel onto it. It will show any lumps and bumps that you have there. So I'm going to use a large holographic gold tinsel, flat tinsel. So I tie that in, pointing forwards, and then fold it back, and again, just to get my tinsel and all well adhered, I'm just going to run a light little bit of clear varnish over the body again. So then we wrap backwards, roughly in touch and turns. It's not so important on this, but still try and achieve it if you can. The reason we're doing this, we're wrapping down, then we're going to wrap back up over, and that means that even if there are gaps, it's unlikely that you're going to see any of the black tying thread underneath it, because you have a gold layer under. When you get to the back, straighten it up and then start to take it forward. tie across it, 2 turns, fold it back, and tie back slightly onto it and trim that off. So that is the body. Now we just need to rib it, so we'll take our gold oval and come up the shank in, say, 5-ish even turns. Whatever point it crosses the junction to where the head is, get a turn across it and then turn it so that it's up the shank in a straight line. And then trim that off. So the Willie Gunn, the classic colours of the Willie Gunn be this yellow-orange mix of bucktail with black over. So I'm going to tie this in 2 bunches as such. Now, ideally that's top and bottom. This is a tube, so therefore where is the top and where is the bottom? So when we're tying, what I'm actually going to do is use my vice adapter like this, and I'm going to put a bunch on this side and a bunch on this side, therefore nothing gets in the way, because if I try and do it underneath, I'm going to run offline a little bit because of my adapter. So I'm going to just flip it up to myself. Now what I'm doing is, you're going to have junction tubing and then you're going to have a treble, so you want the hair to be, what, 1.5, maybe 2 times the length of the tube. So I'm just going to hold that up on the side there, put a turn across. Now I'm not going forward onto the bare bit of tube just yet. I'll just use my nail and that'll flatten that out. And then I'll take another bunch of it. I'm going to match them up for length and then hold it against the side of the tube with my thumb. Now I only have a couple of turns on at this stage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a little run of super glue on my thread, maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches. It's going to be enough to get me 2 or 3 turns of super glued thread, and I'm wrapping backwards onto the hair, and that'll just secure it in place. So I'm just checking now what my coverage is like around the shank. What I'm aiming for here is that I have a little bit of a gap at each side so that the body shines through. So next what we want to do is put some black bucktail on. And you can make a fillet, a Willie Gunn, as black as you want or as coloured as you want. I'm going to take a bunch of black. And I'm going to get rid of the short bucktail out of that. If you want, you can then put this into a hair tamper. I'm not going to with this. I'm going to take a little bunch of the black. I'm going to set that on top of my coloured bunch, and then I'm just allowing it to splay out a little bit to cover it. A couple of turns to hold that in place, and then I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So flip that up, set it in position, turn across, and once I'm happy with that, then I will do the same trick. So we'll take our needle, glue the thread, this time maybe 2.5 to 3 inches or so of it, just a light cover, and you'll just see it start to bead. And then we're going to wrap, take a turn at the front, the very furthermost front point that you want the head to be, and then go backwards. So we're trying to make as short and neat of a head as we can. And then I'm going to take a Stanley blade, I'm going to set that on just in front of the tying of the thread there, rock it down till it touches the tube, and then I'm using the rotation of my vise just to allow me to stay in line and cut all those hairs off. So what that'll have resulted in then is like a wall, a cut wall of the deer hair at the front here, or the bucktail, sorry. So what I'm going to do is take the super glue, and I'm just going to run that along that cut front edge, so that will hit all of those bases of the fibers. And then I will finish my head. And then coat the whole thing, the whole head, in super glue. And we'll let that set into it. But that is our fly essentially tied. All that remains for me to do with that is that I will have to put a coat of black varnish on that, and I'll put a junction tubing, so a little bit of silicone tubing, we'll slide it up over this exposed bit of the copper tube at the back, and that was our fly tied. So that is the Willie Gunn. As I said, doesn't need any introduction. Caught tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of salmon since its invention. So hopefully you liked our video tonight. If you did, check out the hundreds of other videos we have on the channel and tell all your friends. And until next time, tight lines, and thanks for watching.